Hi there, everybody. I'm Dr. Leanne Kalaba, DC from Lifeline Wellness Center. I'm here today delivering the next video in my Do Your Part series. We understand that this is a hard time. A lot of people feel overwhelmed and even scared, and we want to provide you with a nice, solid foundation, one that you can depend on to keep you feeling sane and still making progress. So at Lifeline Wellness Center, you will find that solid and time-tested foundation. So as we move into our next video, I'm going to talk about asthma. So especially with the air quality that we have going right now, there are fires happening in Tucson. So asthma is something that's impacting a lot of people. And I want to give you some great self-care tips and some information that you can use to help yourself and help you create your best life possible by doing your part. So do you suspect or have you been diagnosed with asthma? You know that you have trouble breathing sometimes, or you know that your lungs are struggling to keep up with certain activities that you do, but do you know what's actually occurring in your body when asthma flares up? Asthma is actually a condition that intermittently inflames and narrows the airways in the lungs. So with that inflammation, airways swell, which makes it more difficult for air to move freely in and out. So this results in wheezing, chest tightness, coughing, and shortness of breath. So if you have any of these experiences, action can be taken so that flare-ups happen less often. So it's important to understand what your triggers may be. Everyone living with asthma has different triggers that can cause a flare-up, but there are some that are more common. So allergies is the very first one. Many people with asthma also suffer from allergies. So if you're not sure what you're allergic to, consider some common culprits. We have dust, animal dander, mold, pollen, even cockroach droppings. So if you encounter any of those on a regular basis, it may be contributing to your asthma symptoms. And next we have work conditions. So more than 250 workplace substances have been identified as possible causes of occupational asthma. These include animal substances, chemicals found in paints, varnishes, adhesives, insulation, packaging materials, and many others. Respiratory irritants such as chlorine, sulfur dioxide, and smoke might also be something you encounter at work. So you're also likely to be more at risk if you work with detergents or even baking flour, plant substances, because they contain enzymes that can irritate your lungs. So if you work with metals, particularly platinum, chromium, or nickel sulfate, those might be causing issues too. And another trigger for allergies can be seasonal temperature changes, as well as emotional anxiety and stress, and those are common causes of flare-ups. When we're talking about asthma in general, childhood asthma is a big concern. So determining asthma in children can be difficult, but uncontrolled asthma can actually lead to lung damage in adulthood. So it's really important to understand and identify this in a child. So one of the main reasons that identifying asthma in a child can be difficult is because they can actually be symptom-free for long periods of time in between asthma attacks. Additionally, the symptoms of asthma can be confused with other respiratory issues. So depending on your child's age, it actually might be difficult for them to explain their symptoms to you. So for example, in some children, a chronic cough may be the only symptom they experience. And although there is no proven way to predict which children will develop asthma, certain factors can play a role. And these do include diagnosed allergies, a family history of allergies or asthma, prenatal or postnatal exposure to cigarette smoke, obesity, or living in an area with high air pollution. So in general, what can you do about asthma for yourself that might help lessen the frequency and intensity of an asthma attack? So first of all, we can adopt healthy changes. Knowing your triggers is important for controlling your asthma. And there are also lifestyle changes that can help you ease symptoms and feel better, especially diet. So research has shown that antioxidant-rich and anti-inflammatory diets may improve asthma symptoms. You can also avoid cigarette smoke. This is something you do for yourself. And this one shouldn't come as a surprise. Smoking simply makes asthma symptoms worse. If you're in the habit of smoking or you're around people who smoke, it's actually a really good idea to make some changes. So you can do some research for yourself on quitting smoking on the internet. And then lastly, what can you do for yourself? Exercise. This might seem a little counterintuitive, but in a 2015 study, researchers found that patients with moderate to severe asthma actually experience less severe reactions to exercise after 12 weeks of training. So this proves that even if you have exercise-induced asthma, you should still be exercising. So additionally, movement can help you shed a few pounds, and since excess weight has been linked to asthma, this can support you as well. Another thing you can do for yourself is get chiropractic care. So chiropractic patients are often associated with simple neck or back pain, and that's a huge misconception. So you might be surprised to learn that chiropractic care has been shown to help improve asthma. Well, how does that happen? So chiropractic adjustments optimize the function of your nervous system, and your nervous system controls absolutely everything that happens in your body, including your lung function. So while chiropractic isn't a specific treatment for asthma, after a chiropractic adjustment, the increased nerve flow helps restore the function of all critical organs, and this includes your lung and airways. So on a regular basis, we get feedback from patients about how much better their asthma symptoms are when they're under regular chiropractic care. So if you're curious about that and how chiropractic can help you, please, please, please give us a call in the office, and we'd love to have that discussion with you. So let's talk a little bit more about food allergies. So just as environmental allergens that I listed in the workplace can trigger your asthma, food allergies can also do the same. So unfortunately, conventional approaches don't always take diet into account, but I want to encourage you to explore food as an important part of easing symptoms for your allergies by putting yourself on an elimination diet. So an elimination diet lasts a few weeks and requires you to remove all commonly problematic foods from your regular meal plan. So this means no more gluten, wheat, dairy, corn, nuts, soy, eggs, those sort of things. And then after you eliminate those, you will start reintroducing one food group at a time back into your diet to see how your body responds. So I'm going over this pretty quickly because I did a whole video on inflammation and food elimination, and I want to make sure you go and watch that in detail because it will give you all the information you need. So the elimination diet is the gold standard for identifying food intolerances, sensitivities, and allergies. And by doing that for yourself, you can help control some of your asthma flare-ups. So lastly, I want to talk about some breathing exercises. Experts now believe that people living with asthma tend to breathe faster than those who don't have asthma. So many people living with asthma also tend to breathe through their mouth instead of their noses. So luckily, there are some exercises that you can practice to help train your breath and reduce symptoms. Now, I'm not going to go through each of these in a lot of detail because you can look them up and find videos on the internet about how to do them properly. And I want you to take that empowered action for yourself. But 3 types of breathing exercises you can look up are diaphragmatic breathing, Buteyko breathing, and pursed lip breathing. So I hope that you got all 3 of those. So again, go out to the internet and search those and see what you can do for yourself. So in this video, I want to just provide a high-level overview of asthma, some of the common causes of asthma flare-ups, and also some things that you can do for yourself to take empowered actions. So I hope this has been a useful step in helping you to do your part in creating your best health possible. And remember, in these uncertain and even scary times, we want to help guide you to empowered actions that help build your health. I'm Dr. Kalaba, DC at Lifeline Wellness Center, and I'll see you on the next video.